Welcome back to the Floodland. I'm Colonel Damders, and today I'm collaborating with Vile Monarch to give you a few tips on how to survive in Floodland. Today we're going to go over the mid-game, expanding onto more than one island, as well as pandemics, multiple clan management, and more. Last time we worked our way up to rebuilding the radio tower and sending out our first transmission. Once this is complete, you'll see a new part of the map becomes revealed, and you should make it a priority to get over there. To do this, you need to make use of the Expedition tab of the radio tower. Here you can select 3 people to send and give them rations for how long you want them to stay for. Once you're happy with your team, click Start Expedition and then choose where your team should build their temporary camp. Try and place this in the middle of the new location so they can access everything as easily as possible. Once they arrive, use the Explore function to uncover the map and collect any resources you can find in nearby buildings, up to a limit of 750. Somewhere around here, you should come across a group of survivors you made contact with and can choose to take them in. This introduces a few new complexities to the game, so we'll go through them one by one. First of all, this new group is part of a different clan to your own, and you need to keep relations calm between the two, otherwise you're in for a lot of trouble. You can see how each clan feels about the other from the relations menu. There are 5 tiers from family all the way to hostile. To maintain high relations, you want members from each clan to live and work together by assigning them jobs in the same areas. Failure to do so will result in worse relations and eventual conflicts if you don't get it under control. You can choose to keep groups completely separate to avoid having conflicts, but it's really better to get everyone together and force them to get along sooner rather than later. This group will also trigger your first epidemic, and we all know how much fun they can be. This disease will rip through your camp and infect basically everybody if you don't stop it in its tracks due to the cramped living conditions. To stop the spread, you must cure everybody and prevent further infections using a medical tent. This requires medicine to function, so search for as much as you can find and look into the herbal station to make some of your own. If you run out of medicine, you can turn your medical tent into an isolation ward to contain sick people and slow the spread of disease, but this is more buying you time than an actual solution, as you'll need to cure people eventually. If you cure everybody, your camp will develop herd immunity, and you can rest easy for now and build up medicine stockpiles for the next time. Try your best to catch these early, as they can quickly spiral out of control if left unchecked. The epidemic will also introduce you to another fun feature, unrest. This is essentially how unhappy your people are, so obviously you want to keep this as low as possible for all clans, otherwise they'll start to misbehave with various amounts of crime. It may sound obvious, but the best way to keep this low is to keep people happy. This can be done by completing any objectives they ask of you, keeping them free of disease, and building recreation buildings for them to enjoy their downtime in. Recreation buildings aren't unlocked via research, they instead require certain laws to be passed to be built. You unlock the laws after you survive your first epidemic. Eventually, you'll be able to create a full set of laws and have your society function just how you want it. But to start off with, you can enact a few simple things to keep your people happy and in line. At the centre, you have Community Law, which starts the tree and unlocks your first recreation buildings to cheer your people up and earn you some influence. Influence can then be spent on further laws, with the more extreme changes requiring more influence to successfully pass, and it can also be used in certain dilemmas later on. After this, the tree branches out into 6 areas. Recreation, which offers many ways to keep people entertained. Specialization, which increases the capability of specialist workers. Survival, which allows various tactics to help the community survive the harsh conditions of this new world. Security, which keeps your people in line but protected. Authority, which keeps people following your orders. And custom, which decides the beliefs and traditions of your people. We'll cover later more advanced lawmaking in the next video, but for today, we'll go over some of the laws you can use multiple times to maintain control and buff your camp in a number of ways. The leader's speech allows you to choose a topic to talk about, and depending on your choice, different clans will feel more or less happy, so choose carefully. Social distancing can be used to reduce the spread of disease at the cost of a small amount of production. A feast reduces unrest massively, but costs a large amount of food. Martial law grants instant influence, but causes unrest while the law is active. And mobilization increases all productivity whilst active. Use these as and when you need them to keep your camp under control and producing. At this point, you should have progressed the tech tree far enough along to unlock piers, which are the secrets having multiple islands. You should also have the District Maker tech, which allows you to build a small storage camp using the Expedition team. Once you have this up and running, you've created a second island, but now you need people to work and live there. It's worth noting that all storage locations share resources globally, so you don't need to worry about ferrying goods back and forth. If it's collected and placed in one storage, it can be accessed in another on another island. You can find new survivors on the island, or you can transfer existing survivors using piers. You have to build them on the islands you want to transfer people between, then select the 2 districts in the menu. By clicking on the clan icons at the bottom, you can increase the number of people from each clan on each island, and over time they will make their way to the piers to be transferred between islands. This is essential to starting up your second island, otherwise you won't have anyone to work there other than the 3 who founded it. Around about this time you'll also hear whispers of a power station that you're going to have to look for. But that's just about everything for today, and we have one more video coming on the endgame, including late game technology, laws, and that elusive power station, so subscribe if you want to see that. For now, that's all from me. I've been Colonel Damders, and I'll see you in the next one.